To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amounts is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by PB and Joey. Simple, honest, delicious. Go to pbandjoey.com for more information, plus $35 or more gets you free shipping. That's pbandjoey.com for more information. pbandjoey.com.
Jesus H. fucking popsicle, I still don't have my billing reports, but you've got time to sit here and Google your ass off. Well, I know one thing. You've got your review coming up next week, and I can't wait to start checking me off some big fucking boxes. Attitude. 4. Performance. 4. Management skills. 4. Works well with others. Ha! That's a fucking joke. What is this bullshit? Who's this prick? Some loser gets his head blown off of the metropolitan. Shut the fuck up!
Jay here, PositiveSarcasm.com, streaming live from the Spare Parts Studios for Sunday Leftovers. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Are you looking forward to going back to work and blowing your fucking brains out? Well, happy Sunday afternoon to you. I know you're looking forward to putting the kids to bed, having that cold, hard, icy drink, and the baron of hell that awaits you at the corporate office tomorrow is ready and waiting with devil horns, ready to shove all that politically correct bullshit right up your ass. And you're gonna suck on it because you're afraid to lose your job. Well, that's why I'm here. Fuck it. Shut the fuck up is what I say to all those people. If they annoy you, then ignore them. That's what I say. I'm a little off this morning because I went to bed at 11:30. I had to deal with some emotional issues. That's actually not the problem. Here's the problem. Oh, by the way, you can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm, Facebook.com/positive-sarcasm, and Facebook.com/POS-sarcasm. You can find me on YouTube, Positive Sarcasm, and Positive Sarcasm Podcast. For the Clippies. Best part of waking up is PS in your cup. Shut the fuck up. Shout out to Pete's Coffee and the Dancing Lion for putting a little chocolate spice in my coffee this morning. Alright, as I was saying, I got 5 things here for Sunday Leftovers. We'll see how many we get to before we hit the half-hour threshold. That clip was brought to you by the movie Wanted with James McAvoy. That's an epic scene. If any of you have ever seen that movie, starring Angelina Jolie, James McAvoy, and Morgan Freeman, and a couple other notable actors in it nowadays too. There's a great scene in that movie where this movie was very underrated. Guy, he has anxiety problems apparently, and he's at an office where his immediate supervisor, treats him like shit. And every day he's just going into those pills, dealing with the same problems. His girlfriend is cheating on him with one of the guys who works at his office. And then his life sort of changes and things like that, and then he stops caring. And then at that moment, you gotta check that scene out. That scene is amazing. We all have wanted to do it at some point in our lives working at a corporate office. All of us. And this scene basically embodies everyone in a corporate office who's always wanted to say this to their boss or to a coworker or a director or something. Epic scene. Oscar-worthy scene. So, go and check that out. Go look up on YouTube, Wanted Shut the Fuck Up Scene, or Shut Up Scene. But anyways, I am streaming live from the Spare Parts Studios on a brisk but beautiful Sunday morning. And you can find me on all social media. But, okay, so, here's the problem. Kombucha to my left, hot cocoa on my right. I set my alarm, I always do, get up at 6 a.m., go to the gym, work out, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. The minor issue was I woke up, okay, my alarm went off, didn't really think anything of it. I'm like, man, I went to bed late. Why did I do that? That's so stupid of me. And I went to bed, and then I woke up, and I was like, well, my alarm's going off. Discipline. As Jocko Willink, just get up. Just get up, get out of bed, and go do the work. So I got up, like I always do. It was dark out, like it always is. Went and made my coffee, started downing my second cup, and I just started to realize, as I was finishing the podcast episode of H3H3 with guest Papa John, I was like, it's still dark out. Why is that? I figured the sun would start to rise at this point. And I'm like, uh-oh. What I didn't realize was, I failed to realize was, my alarm went off. As it always does on the weekend, bright and early. But I have two alarms. I got a 6 a.m. and I got another one that's a 4 a.m. One is on my phone and another one is on my old school clock radio. The reason I bought the clock radio is so that I could disconnect more from my cell phone as a healthy habit. Turn your phone off at night, go to bed, go get yourself an old school clock radio. I talked about this when we were in the original Spare Parts Studios about how I wanted to migrate to an old school clock radio with no smart capabilities. All it did was make a noise when you wake up, you turn it off, and you go about your day. You turn your phone back on. That way there's no interruptions, and Samsung's not listening to me sleep. But instead I turned that one on, and I realized when I went to look at my phone to see what time it was 5:08 in the morning, and I was already 2 cups deep. Which means I probably got about 4.5 hours of sleep. So here I am, bright and shiny, on a late Sunday morning, but I got up and I did my 500 calories, and I am back at it with another one. But, obviously, I'm a little off kilter, so I'm going to crash hard in a little bit. So I'm going to milk this podcast for all it's worth. We're already 6.5 minutes in, and I haven't made any fucking sense so far. But I got my kombucha, my lovely Kavita kombucha. This is stuff. There's one that saved my life one day, I swear to Christ. This is the ginger, which is okay, but they had a flavor called cherry tart, which is incredible. You got to check that one out. So yeah, there's that. So obviously I wasn't with it when I went to bed night, and when I woke up this morning, it just didn't occur to me that the wrong alarm was going off. But you can't go back to bed at that point. You can't. You're up. You're up, you stay up. You stay up, you stay up. Because the minute you turn that thing off and you go back to bed, you're going to breeze through your other alarm. The next thing you know, it's going to be 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and now you've just wasted a ton of time. So you might as well just tough it out for the extra couple hours and deal with it. So there's that. I haven't caught many movies lately. I did catch one movie review. Maybe we'll get to that later. I also had some computer issues, which I always do. When you have 9 computers, used to have 9 computers. We'll get to that in a second. When you have 9 computers, things tend to go wrong. So, some spare parts. I was migrating all of my data, I don't know what side of the world you're on. I was migrating all my data, a couple terabytes worth, over to my server. And I was expanding the server so it could fit all of my data from all the computers, since I've been switching everything around and upgrading the studio with better and faster computers. Well, okay, so there was that. And I had an extra terabyte hard drive sitting in a computer that I only used to surf the web or burn CDs. Yeah, I still burn CDs for clients. So I was gonna swap them out, and I was having a tough time getting the backing of the computer, the cover on the back of the computer, back on. And this is the Dell XPS All-in-One. It's a 22-inch All-in-One. It's a very pretty computer. And for as old as it was, it's actually pretty quick. You throw a solid state drive in there, and then you install Ubuntu, and she's a speed demon all over again. Well, she's on a writing desk. And I originally wanted an old school, George Washington Declaration of Independence type writing desk. I ended up settling for some $20 piece of shit desk. It's nice, but if it's on a tiny bit of an angle, it's not the sturdiest. It's not the sturdiest foundation. So on top of it was sitting this computer, and I was doing some work, and then as I was fiddling around with it, I went to move away, and the worst thing that could happen was the thing came toppling over. The whole desk leaned over and then fell, and the whole fucking thing just fell to the ground, and a huge just crack went right through the middle of the computer. Because it's an all-in-one, so it's all glass on the front. And now the computer still works, mind you, but the problem is now the display is gone. And at this point, there's no reason to fix it. Or I haven't done anything with it, but it sucks. That was a good computer. The problem with all-in-ones is, for some reason, they have a tendency to get viruses and malware. I don't know what it is. That's the one computer that, despite running Windows 7, all of them are running Windows 7. This one caught a bug, caught an STD, and that was it. I was deciding I was gonna wipe it clean, put Ubuntu on it, which is a very lean running software, and just leave it at that. But sadly, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and the computer, for the most part, is now decommissioned. So I replaced it with another older computer just to fill up the spot, which I actually ended up getting to work again. But these things do happen. So I broke one, sadly. I feel bad. So now we're down to 8 computers. 8? Yeah, let's see. How many let's count. I got 1, 2, 3 in the back room, 1 in the living, 1, 2, 3 in the studio. So 1, 2, 3, so it's 6, 7, and there's gotta be one more. I don't remember. Anyways, so yeah, that sucked. That happened, and I feel bad about it. But hey, what are you gonna do? But sadly, the one I just got is 100% operational. It's running great. I'm gonna upgrade the RAM, and we're gonna go from there. So I just wanted to let you know about some of the updates that were going on within the Spare Parts Studios, as far as like some of the, broken shit and whatever. But that's just wanted to let you know. This is Sunday Leftovers. Screw it. I have a beef with avocado toast. Now, avocado toast, first of all, is bullshit in my opinion. Avocado toast is like a sandwich that's not done. Now I was like, why is this thing so special? It doesn't taste any better than anything else. It's like, it's avocado, it's toasted bread, and it maybe has egg on it. Nutrition-wise, it's fine, but it's basically it's nothing more than a food trend and a sandwich that's missing a piece of bread. But I wanted to go into I just wanted to go back and be like, who designed this thing? Is this food only exists because of Instagram, in my opinion. Based on fact, this thing is only popular because you can't necessarily see a sandwich on Instagram, but you can see avocado toast because it doesn't have the extra piece of bread. So that's the annoying thing, is the fact that when you eat it, you're, number one, if you're buying avocado toast from a restaurant, you're overpaying for it. Number two, when you're eating it, you're getting cheated out of a piece of bread. And number three, also, when you're eating it, it's not really that good. The best thing you could do with avocado toast is fold it in half and eat it, because you know what? It should be a sandwich because it's missing a piece of bread. What's the deal with the avocado toast? So, avocado toast, according to Wikipedia, we're going to go into the origin story of avocado toast. It is a native, avocados, origins. Avocados are a native fruit. The Americans, I don't care about that. In the San Francisco, I knew it! I knew it had something to do with San Francisco. People have been eating avocado toast since 1885. Really? Okay, you say that, I don't believe you. The California Avocado Association, which is the reason for the water crisis in California, describes serving small squares of avocado toast as hors d'oeuvres. Alright. Even though an avocado basically has no flavor. According to the Washington Post. Oh, you mean the place that's owned by Jeff Bezos? Lies. It was believed that Chef Bill Granger, the guy who invented Skynet, may have been the first person to put avocado toast on a modern cafe menu in 1993. Although the dish is documented in his native Australia as early as 1929. In 1999, Nigel published a recipe for an avocado bruschetta in The Guardian. Oh, another bullshit publication. The journalist and editor Lauren Euler credited Cafe Gatain, with bringing the dish to... I'm just talking shit about everybody today. Credited Cafe Gatain with bringing the dish to the United States in its Instagrammable form, as it grew as a food trend. Chloe Osborne, the consulting chef at Cafe Gatain in Manhattan, who first put avocado toast on the menu, tried it herself for the first time in Queensland, Australia in the mid-1970s. In 1962, the New York Times article showcased a special way to serve avocado as the filling of a toasted sandwich. That is how it should be. Now, the first time I've actually had avocado on bread was an actual burger. It was a burger in San Francisco. It was one of the best cooked burgers I ever had. It was straight Angus beef. It wasn't even Kobe. The Kobe burger I had in San Francisco wasn't good. The Angus burger I did was good. And it was an avocado just happened to be on the burger. That was it. But the fact that you don't put an actual piece of toast on top of it, don't get me wrong. Avocado, egg, maybe a little hot sauce, and then another piece of bread on top of that. Maybe since it's San Francisco, why would it go on wheat bread? Why wouldn't you put it on, well, it's San Francisco. Why don't you put it on sourdough? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you put it on sourdough? I think that would be the best thing. That would be a true, like, I know it's like San Francisco has like the San Fran burger, which is like Thousand Island dressing, and it's on like a sourdough. Why don't you do the same thing with avocado toast? The San Fran, the San Fran avo toast or something like that. I don't know. But I think it's missing a piece of, hold on. Modern day, something. I just saw the words Gwyneth and Paltrow. And I gotta read this. Gwyneth Paltrow has been credited to be the source of popularization of avocado toast. She wrote in her cookbook, her goop book. Let's see. Truthfully, this is one recipe both Julia and I eat most often. And it's not even a recipe, she writes. It's the holy trinity of vegan mayonnaise, avocado, and salt that makes this like a favorite pair of jeans. You know, I really do love Gwyneth Paltrow. And just bless her for everything she's accomplished. But she's fucking weird. Just absolutely weird. So, Bon Appetit magazine, it's just Instagram. It's so stupid. If the first thing a girl says, I can cook, I can make avocado toast, that's a girl who number one, does not know how to cook. Not at all. Okay? Avocado toast is basically, you take a toast thingy, you throw the toaster in there, and then you just cut up avocado. That's it. And first of all, you gotta know how to open up an avocado to begin with. You slice it all the way around, then once you pull it open, if it's ripe, and then you pull it open, then you take a sharp blade, and you hit the seed, and then you twist on the seed, and you pull it out. And then you take a spoon, and you go around the flesh, which is the green shit, and separate it from the shell. Okay? You have to have somebody, and I know a lot of people who aren't competent enough to even accomplish that. So if they can't accomplish that, how the hell are they going to accomplish making avocado toast? And first of all, just buying avocado from the grocery store already shaved out. First of all, expensive, and it's cheating. I know, I'm making shit up. But still, avocado toast is crap. Avocado toast is incomplete. It needs to be a sandwich. Now, if you want to make a steak and avocado cheese, Subway sandwich, anything that has two sides to the bread. Every story has two sides, and every sandwich has two slices of bread. Avocado toast? No. If you're going to have toast, a little bit of butter, a little bit of jam, you're not going to put avocado on it. At that point, it's like, I think of it as when I have a slice of pizza, it's always the fold. You always go with the fold. You don't just, because if you just have a slice of pizza and you hold it up like this and you try to eat it, a good slice always holds up at the crust, and the cheese sticks to the crust, and then the lip of the pizza flops down a little bit, as that's your first bite. However, if you don't fold, all the oil's gonna run down. All the oil's gonna run down the sides, and you're gonna get messy. However, if you fold it, all the oil's gonna get concentrated to the middle of the slice of pizza, roll down to the tip, just the tip, and you're gonna get olive oil, cheese, sauce, but all in that one bite, and it's not going to roll down the sides, down your forearms. That's why you do the NYC fold. That's why you fold your pizza at the top, so all the oil gets centered down the middle, rolls down to the tip of the pizza. That's how you do it. Same thing should be done with avocado toast. You put a little olive oil on there, maybe a little butter and some egg, and then you put the avocado on there. Fold that bitch up. Eat it like a goddamn hot dog. That's a champion in my book. Anyways, that's enough on avocado toast. I don't know how I got 4 or 5 minutes out of that shit. But, sip of coffee. Alright, so this is going to be a quick podcast, which is fine with me. Movie review. Okay, I did watch one movie. I watched if you guys know who Sam Elliott, he's that banquet beer. He's like the Coors, the banquet beer. He's the dude with the old school white hair and big old porn stash. And he was in a movie in 2018 called The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. It was now, speaking of avocado toast, this movie is the perfect example of that. It was a movie that could have been so much more, where the characters, the actors were great. I love the acting in this movie, and I love all the backstory of it, but totally incomplete. A movie that could have been so much more, and sadly wasn't. A lot like the Max Payne movie with Mark Wahlberg. But great acting. Caitlin Fitzgerald, Aidan Turner, Sam Elliott, Ron Livingston was in this movie. Larry Miller, who's awesome. He's a great comedian. They're all in this flick. Now, it's essentially, the movie is called The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. A legendary American war veteran is recruited to hunt a mythical creature. Simple as that. And the Hitler thing, I don't know if they had enough budget to get to show that in its entirety. It's basically just about a guy who's coming toward the end of his life, and he's thinking about all his regrets, the opportunities that were right at the tip of his fingers, and he didn't take advantage of them. And right now in my life, I'm kind of having those same dilemmas, or not dilemmas, but those same thoughts. Although I'm definitely not towards the end of my life. I got no real life insurance policy on me, that's for sure. But I was just thinking, wasted opportunities. And sometimes opportunities pass you by because you weren't impulsive. Not every opportunity needs to be well thought through. Sometimes you just need to take advantage of the opportunity that will benefit you in the long run, and you only have a short amount of time to make a decision. That's it. And sometimes you just gotta pounce. And he, in this movie, is having thoughts about, he's maybe some PTSD, but he's having thoughts about the fact of he killed a man who started a horrible, horrible war, but his code of conduct lived on. Now, this movie obviously takes historical liberty with the facts, and then also the fact that he's in love with this girl, but then he gets deployed. He doesn't get a chance to propose. So that is like a theme where there's a lot of flashbacks. And it's kind of jumbled. It's a movie that had if they could have just simplified it and focused while he was hunting for Bigfoot. Because he was in this movie, there's a cool scene of him going into the fire to go after Bigfoot. And as crazy as the title is basically the whole premise of the movie. Him hunting Bigfoot and then a guy who killed Hitler. If they would have tied them in, the scenes of him going after Hitler and the scenes of him going after Bigfoot, if they would have tied them together and cut the scenes next to each other, this movie could have been something so much more. This is a movie that, probably had like a $5 million production budget. And as far as, let's see, cumulative worldwide gross, $3,800. That's not good. As far as budget, I don't even know if it's... Let's see. Did it have a budget? Not one that's been published. It's 98 minutes. It felt longer than that. It definitely felt longer than that. The reviews on it are very hit and miss. Some people really liked it, but I just felt like it was a wasted opportunity for a movie that could have been so much bigger. And I don't mean like Transformers big, although I think with a few more dollars under the director's belt, he could have made the scenes with Hitler and that situation a lot more grandiose scale, and tying in the whole Bigfoot thing. Literally, flashbacks of him going after old Adolf, and while he's in the present fighting this mythical beast up north in Alberta, Canada. They would have tied those two together. This movie could have been something really, really good. And sadly, they just didn't deliver on it. I wanted to give it 3 stars just for its acting, but the acting can't carry over to the fact that it just didn't deliver on the plot. It was jumbled. It was incomplete. You didn't leave satisfied. That's the whole goal of a movie. You want to leave satiated or stuffed or overwhelmed. And I left hungry. That's not what you want me. Yes, no, that's not what you want from me when I'm seeing one of your flicks. I want to feel satiated. I want to feel satisfied. And that wasn't the case with this movie. So I sadly had to give it on a 5-star scale. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. If you want to check it out for yourself, you can. What is it? So it's got a 5 points on IMDb, because I don't do Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 5.6 out of 10, and I'm kind of on that boat as well. But if you want to check it out, it's on either Hulu or Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime for sure. But it's a 2018 flick starring Sam Elliott, Larry Miller, Ron Livingston, and then a couple other. I do want to mention Caitlin Fitzgerald, because Caitlin Fitzgerald was the lady in the movie. So, anyways, I do want to get to what else we got here. That's avocado toast, blah blah blah. Resolve computer issues, movie reviews. I want to finish up with some leftover. There was a couple Q&As that I wanted to get to. There was one that really. Let's see. Do I have it here? Here we go. I didn't get to. I had a pretty good podcast just a few days ago, but there was a Q&A in here that really did strike me as interesting, and let's do 2 of them. Okay, we're going to do 2 of them, and then we're going to get out of here for the day. Okay. Also, if you want to support this podcast, go to positive.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Also, if you want to check out the Robinhood app, I highly recommend it. New recommendations of shares you should buy are coming up on Wednesday's podcast. So, here we go. Finish up with Q&As. Should I tell my best friend... What the fuck? Sorry about that. A little vibrating. Vibrate! Should I tell my best friend whom I last saw at her wedding that I'm in love with her? Until recently, I identified as a straight... What? Oh, I thought I read this right. Apparently not. Should I tell my best friend whom I last saw... Should I tell my childhood best friend whom I last saw at her wedding that I'm in love with her? Until recently, I identified as a straight woman and kind of just assumed that all women are secretly attached to women a bit too. I've accepted that I'm actually bi. Well, good for you. And I really love the idea of dating a woman. Specifically, I want to date one woman. We'll call her Lucy. My childhood best friend. I realized I'm in love with her and have been dating, and I have been for a long time. Lucy is out as a lesbian, but was closeted through high school. Though I knew she was attracted to women because I found out she had a massive crush on me. I never told her I knew, but I think I did take advantage of that a bit. I'd make out with her at parties for guys' attention, make out with her in private sometimes for fun. And then we went to college together and she finally came out as gay. We stayed incredibly close throughout college, occasionally hooking up and then never talking about it. We had a huge fight in the last year of college in which she accused me of using her and said I was taking advantage of her long-standing feelings for me by hooking up whenever I was down after a breakup. She wasn't 100% wrong, and we did make up after this fight. She wasn't 100% wrong. I think you were pretty wrong. We were never quite as close again afterwards, though I drifted away a lot when she moved out of the state to do her postgraduate degree. Fast forward 3 years later, and I'm still thinking about her every day. I've reached out, and we have been a very friendly catch-ups on social media, but I'm worried about pushing for more contact. Last time I saw her was at her wedding last autumn to a woman I can't stand who was visibly cool towards me. I assume she knows something about mine and Lucy's past. I'm going to be in Lucy's City next month for work. Obviously, I suggested meeting up for coffee, and she's responded positively. Through her message implies her wife would be joining us. I don't want this. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, dude. Okay. All right, dude, first of all. Okay. Yeah, I got to remember the fact that we're talking about a couple ladies. Okay. No. You're not going to go... You had your chances, and you used them up. You screwed up. You're going to have to accept this and move on. For the fact is this woman is married. Okay, she's married. Unhappily or happily, you're not going to say anything unless she asks you. Other than that, you're not. And you're not going to go and insert your vagine into this relationship because of your selfish feelings and thoughts. You can't do that. That's just not something... That's not what I would recommend for anybody to do. Okay? You cannot take your feelings, no matter how real they are, and insert them into somebody else's relationship, because now you're going to ruin... You could potentially ruin that relationship by putting those thoughts in other people's heads. And what if your relationship with her doesn't work out, assuming that she wants to have a relationship with you to begin with? You go ahead and insert yourself into that situation, ruining that relationship, which could potentially be great. It could be terrible. Doesn't matter. It's not your place. But if she asks you, yes, you can tell the truth. Yeah, but you've had plenty of chances in college and you fucked it all up. So what do you want me to tell you? And you're not going to go ahead and, like you said, if the wife is going to be joining, then yeah, it's not your game. It's not your game, bro. Go find another console because you had your chance. You used her in college, and that's it. And you're going to try again. And if you screw up this time, that's pretty much all she wrote. Then she's going to hate you forever. So I would just advise you, sweetie, to just call it a day. Move on to somebody else. Or just take some time to focus on you and other things. You say that you're in love with her, but like I said, there's always there's underlying factors in these Q&As that they don't mention. And people need to focus on themselves more than this crush that they had back in the day. So my advice to you is don't fuck up this marriage. She just got married. You need to leave that. You need to let people that want to be happy and in love be happy and in love and leave them alone. So don't do it. Don't do it. Stay out of it. If she asks you, then you tell her. But that's it. But don't try to campaign for a possible relationship. That could fail. Plus, she's in another city. Don't do the long distance thing. That doesn't work. Okay? Now, I want to do one more, and then we're going to get out of here. I did that one last week. Let's see. Quit smoking as alone with fork, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this one's great. Okay. This one is going to end with a bang. Is my husband hiring sex workers in Thailand? My husband and I have been married 20 years. He is now on vacation in Thailand with his best buddy, without me again, for the third time in as many years. After doing some research, I discovered that this place is a major sex tourism destination, also known as Sodom of the Sea. My husband says he stays away from all the hanky-panky and goes there only for the beach, the food, and the culture, and, quote, guy time with his best friend. My girlfriends all tell me I'm foolish and naive. Am I? You are not naive at all. That is absolutely 100% true. Thailand is notorious for ladyboys, and I mean that. They're notorious for them. And you actually can't even tell the difference until they pull out their packages. He could go anywhere else in the world. Anywhere in the world, beautiful places. You're going to Thailand, you're going to smash some dude. That's the legit truth of it. Your husband is absolutely going there and blowing shit up, and it's not with you. Your husband is cheating on you. I cannot emphasize it any more than that. He's gone over there for guy time. Well, he's going over there for guy time, but it's not with his buddies. So yeah, it is true that if he's going to Thailand, he's going there for prostitution. For example, people don't go to Amsterdam to look at the sights. People go to Amsterdam to do drugs and bang chicks. That's the truth of it. That's what Amsterdam is for. People go to Las Vegas to gamble, and dudes go to Thailand to bang other dudes. That's the truth. Lady, I have news for you. Your husband is seeing other guys. Now, in Thailand, yes, they do have female prostitution as well, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter because you can't tell the difference there. They got the makeup there is pretty good. So I'm sorry to say it, but you need to start the divorce proceedings by the time he gets back. And yes, I have no other evidence to go on other than the fact that he's going to Thailand again, and he's going without you again, which means he's banging dudes in Thailand. Sorry. Not that there's anything wrong with banging dudes, but when you're married, then there's a problem. So, yeah, your husband's cheating on you. I'm very sorry for your loss. But when he gets back, at least leave the ice cube trays and the home. You can take the couch, take the TV, take the dog, take the kids, take all that stuff, but at least leave him something to come home to. Just not you. Okay? We are at 34 minutes. I'm done for the day. That was definitely a Sunday leftover if there ever wasn't one. And if you want to support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount's appreciated. Free stocks. You can go ahead and check out the cat and the Robinhood app link that I have for you there. Shout out to Pete's Coffee and Dancing Lion on Elm Street. Thank you to dig.com for the Q&As. Let's see. Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. What did I give it? 2 out of 5 stars. Sorry. Go and check out my YouTube channels, Positive Sarcasm and Positive Sarcasm Podcast. Go hit me up on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. Yeah, where I upload all of my clips from the podcast and then links to my articles and links to my YouTube videos. And then hit me up on Facebook.com/POS Sarcasm and Facebook.com/Positive Sarcasm. I try to be as open and as communicable as possible, so feel free to hit me up with any needs. If you need posing music for bodybuilding or physique shows, hit me up directly, PositiveSarcasm@outlook.com, and go and check out my custom demos that I made for you. And yeah, go ahead and check out PositiveSarcasm.com. I appreciate you guys every time that you come in here and you offer your 2 cents or your simple comments or whatever have you. This is a positive environment. I enjoy doing these bi-weekly ramblings now. It is pretty cool. And until then, stay tuned for more hot content. Hot content. Well, more like lukewarm content. Hope you like the jacket, by the way, for those who are watching on the thingy thing. Anyways, 35 minutes. I'm done for the day. Time to hit some music. Find me on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, pretty much anywhere on the internet that you can find me, bros. And ladies. Don't want to judge. Whatever that means. Anyways, I'm on 4 hours of sleep. I've said enough. I will talk to you all next week. This is next week. I will talk to you all on Wednesday, streaming live from the Spare Parts Studios. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.